So this time, Link is not, for the first time ever, he's not just a normal citizen of Earth. He lives on this floating land called Skyloft that's above the clouds, and he's just a normal kid growing up there. Now, Link, resides in Skyloft, and he's, again, just your average kid. He doesn't think anything unusual about living on these floating islands, but unbeknownst to Link, below the Skyloft and below this cloud cover is another land. It's a very dangerous place. It's ruled by evil forces, and one day an event occurs which forces Link to actually travel to that land. And the subtitle, the Skyward Sword, is really the event that both reveals the land to Link and leads him on his journey. That's the Skyward Sword. So when he gets that, that's the event, again, that reveals where Link needs to go and what he needs to do. And so Link is led by this mysterious sword to the land below the clouds and back up to Skyloft and again back below. And while he is journeying back and forth between these two worlds, the mystery of why the worlds have been divided and separated becomes clear to him. Well, as you said, we did have Twilight Princess on Wii, but it was a game that was created for GameCube. So when we brought it to Wii, it wasn't quite the same thing as what we're doing now. And but when we were making Twilight Princess, one of the things that informed and impacted our development this time was, here are the things that maybe we wanted to do, but we weren't quite able to implement in the way that we wanted to. So we were able to actually go back and look at those things again. And of course, with the addition of Wii Motion Plus, we are able to further move forward and move our game design forward. Well, I mean, first and foremost is just the ability to wield the sword freely and in the way that you want. As I mentioned before, we are able to do that to a degree in Twilight Princess with the Wii Remote. But now with Wii Motion Plus, we're even higher level of fidelity. So that's one of the things that we focused on right away. With the Wii Remote, we have the pointing functionality, and previously, you needed to point at the screen to aim your bow and arrow or to aim your slingshot. Now, however, with the implementation of Wii Motion Plus, we don't. That necessity is no longer there. So you can now use you can hold the Wii Remote up like you would actually more naturally hold a bow vertically and aim that way. With your using the slingshot, you don't actively have to point at the screen. And so thanks to this, just being able to use the Wii Motion Plus to aim without actively pointing at the screen itself, it's more of a freer style of gameplay. We have both. We have some very familiar items like the bow or the slingshot, which I just mentioned, which like I said, are very familiar and we've had used before. And now with Wii Motion Plus, we've just been able to add some extra fidelity and some gameplay elements to make them more successful and more accessible to users. And in addition to that, we also have items that we've created as a result of Wii Motion Plus. For example, the beetle is something we thought, hey, we were able to do this. What kind of item can we create to take advantage of what Wii Motion Plus brings to the table? And the beetle, of course, is this item that you launch that flies out and retrieves objects for you. So we've got two different examples. One that we've created because we have the Wii Motion Plus functionality, and items which we've maybe tweaked the usage of a little bit because of the Wii Motion Plus functionality. Well, I think that it's such a good fit right now, this control scheme that we developed this time, that I think this will become the new standard for sort of Link controls. And even if we as a company come up with new hardware or whatnot, I really want to suggest to them that we keep in the Wii Motion Plus. This is how Link swings his sword and using the nunchuck, and saying this is how Link uses his shield. Please keep this functionality. You're going to throw us a wrench in the works if you don't allow us to keep this. So I'm thinking of standing my ground on that. Well, in terms of when we want to release it, obviously, what we've done now is we've built a really good solid foundation for the title at this point, and I think especially in terms of the controls. And so now what we need to do is start adding elements to the game world and polishing things up, and again, really just tying it all together. And really, I just want, once E3 is done, I really just want to rush home and get started. So, as Mr. Miyamoto, but it's going to take a lot of time, but Mr. Miyamoto did say, that they wanted throughout the rest of this year, so he said, please give us that amount of time. And he goes, so, obviously we're going to work really hard up till the end of the year, and hopefully, what we want to do is get this out to people as early as possible, so we're hoping for early 2011.